Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to our next episode in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. We are in Ayodhyakanda. We just saw that Dasharatha Maharaja passed away in sleep, and we also saw how Vasishtha Maharshi quickly took control, how all the people went to Vasishtha Maharshi and told him that he has to appoint someone as the king. Vasishtha Maharshi wanted to go by the choice that Dasharatha Maharaja has made, and he has sent 5 dutas. I'm just giving you their names: Siddhartha, Jayanta, Vijaya, Ashoka and Nandana. He has invited all 5 of them, and he asked them to go to Girivrajapura and do not inform Bharatha as to what has happened in Ayodhya. They were not supposed to inform, and they were clearly ordered that they should give very good gifts to Kekaya Maharaja as well as Yudhajit, who is Kekaya Maharaja's son, and get Bharata quickly to Ayodhya. So with this mission they have started. They have went to Girivrajapura and they stayed there in the night. The next morning they are going to enter the king's court and let the king know that Bharata has got to travel to Ayodhya. As I told you before, Ramayana is a great Shastra for Shakuna Shastra. Ramayana discusses Swapna Shastra. Ramayana discusses many things. In that, one of them is this Swapna Shastra. And here we see the Swapna Shastra that's discussed in Ramayana. Here, Bharata, that night when the Rajadutas from Ayodhya entered Girivrajapura, that night Bharata was having a very, very bad dream. So the next morning he wakes up and he's totally uninterested in anything. And he was really thinking about the very bad dream that he had. Now, all his friends who were there in Kekaya kingdom, they came to him, they saw that he was uninterested in everything, and they tried to, entertain him, they tried to make him normal again. So some of them were playing musical instruments, some of them were cracking jokes, some of them tried to do some plays and all, but Bharata was not getting interested in any of these. Then one of his friends walked up to Bharata and he said, why do you stay like this? We are trying everything to entertain you, but you are not the normal self. You look lost in something. You constantly are looking in sorrow. Why? What is happening to you? And here Bharata is saying, the reference for the shlokas that I am going to read out now is Ayodhyakanda 69th Sarga. And I am reading the shlokas from, mostly I am trying to cover all the shlokas from the 8th shloka till the 21st shloka. Here Bharata is saying, Swapne pitaramadraksham malinam muktamurthajam patantamadri sikharat kalushe gomaya hrade. I saw my father with unkempt hair, and those days men also grew big hair, right? So that hair was unkempt. He did not tie a knot or anything. The whole hair was falling all over the place. With that sort of a face, he was jumping from a huge mountain and he fell into a big pit that was filled with cow dung. Lavamanascha medrushtaha satasmin gomaya hrade piban anjirina tailam hasan napi muhurmuhu. Now this man, once he has fallen into that pit, he looked deranged and he was floating on the cow dung and he was smiling, laughing loud quite a number of times, and from somewhere he got some oil and he was putting it in his hands and drinking. Tatastilochanam bhutva punah punaradhasiraha tailenabhyakta sarvanga tailameva nvagahata. And then he moved somewhere else and suddenly he was eating food mixed with sesame seeds. We call it til, right? He was eating food with til. He was putting his head down multiple times. He took some oil. He was pouring the oil all over his body, and he now has got into a pit full of oil. He was getting dipped in oil. I have also seen a few other things in the dreams. Swapnevi sagaram sushkam chandram cha vadidam bhuvi uparuddham cha jagatim tamaseva samahrutam aupavahyasya nagasya vishanam sakalikritam sahasa chapi samsantam jwalitam jatavedasam avadirnam cha prithvim sushkam cha vividhan dhruvan aham pasyami vidhvastan sadhumanapi parvatan. In my dream I saw that the entire ocean got dried up. I saw that Chandrama, the moon, he has suddenly fallen on the earth. I saw that the entire earth was suddenly filled with darkness, and then all of a sudden I was not able to see the earth at all. And then suddenly I see him in a Utsava. In that Utsava there is an elephant that should carry the king, and its tusks got broken. Suddenly I see fire and in a minute the fire gets extinguished, and then I suddenly see that the earth developed cracks, it broke into two, and then all of a sudden all the plants, all the trees, they get dried up, and then since the mountains all of a sudden they disappear, and I see a lot of smoke around them. I'm not understanding, my friend. I have seen all these things. All of a sudden then I again see my father. Pete Karpanyase Chainam Nishamnam Krushavasasam Prahasanmismarajanam Pramadah Krishna Pingalaha. I suddenly saw my father sitting on an iron asana. Asana is a place where people sit. So you can take it as a royal chair. And then my father was wearing black dress. Looking at him, there were a lot of women who were black or red, and these women were looking at him and they were laughing, they were making jokes on him, they were laughing at him. Twaramanascha dharmatma raktamalyanulepanah radhena kharayuktena prayato dakshina mukah. My father, who is an epitome of dharma, wearing red garlands, he brought some sandal paste and that was red in color, and then he got onto a chariot that was being driven not by horses but by donkeys, and then the chariot was taking him towards south. Prahasantiva rajanam pramada raktavasini prakarshanti maya drushta rakshasi vikrutanana. There was a lady who was wearing red colored clothes, whose face was really bad. She was pulling my father. She was pulling Dasharatha Maharaja. This is what Bharata is saying. Evame tanmaya drushtam imam ratri bhayavaham aham ramodhava raja Lakshmanova Marishyati. Looking at all the indications that were told in this dream to me, I'm really worried that either my father, Dasharatha Maharaja, or Sri Ramachandra or Lakshmana would have died. Now, why did he name all these three people? Because all three of them are very close to him, and this sort of a dream indicates that people who are closest to the person who has got the dream might end up, leaving this world. So Bharata is in pain because he has seen this, he knows Swapna Shastra, and looking at this, he is really worried now. Naro yanena yaswapne kharayuktena yatihi achirat tasya dhumagram chitayam sampradrusyate. If anyone sees that he is on a chariot which is being drawn by donkeys towards the south, and if someone sees that as a dream, in very few days people will see the smoke that has come out from that person's Chiti. Chiti is the place where they give Mukhagni to the person who has passed away, right? So I really don't want to go beyond that there. Bharata tells that, he's in deep pain, he's in deep agony, that he's suspecting that something really bad has happened in Ayodhya. And while he was contemplating all this, while he was discussing all this with his friends, he gets the news that someone from Ayodhya has come to meet Kekaya Maharaja. They come and meet Yudhajit, and then they look towards Bharata. So Bharata, you should understand that Bharata also quickly went to the place where his uncle and his grandfather were there, so that he can meet the people who have come from Ayodhya. So they look at Bharata and they say this: Imani cha maharhani vastranyabharanani cha pratigruhya visalaksha matulasya dapaya purohitasvam kusalam praha सर्वे च मंत्रिणः त्वरमाणश्च निर्याहि कृतमात्य इकं त्वया. O Bharata, the Purohita Vashishta, he has asked for your well-being. All the ministers want to see you very quickly. You have to start immediately because we have got a very important task with you. Now Bharata has seen that these people who have come, they have touched the feet of his grandfather, they have made a very obedient obeisance to his uncle, and then they are telling this word to him, and he was looking inquisitively that they also told him that, O man with great eyes, we have brought these clothes, we have brought these wonderful ornaments, please give them to your uncle. Then they showed, see, these are the ornaments for your grandfather, these are the ornaments for your uncle or your mama. So please give these ornaments accordingly. And the ornaments that are being given to your grandfather, they are costing 20 crores. And the ornaments that are being given to your matula or your uncle or your mama, it's 10 crores. Now, why are they telling this to Bharata? They're already hinting that you are going to be the king and you need to know the entire money that is being spent, right? So that might be their thought process. Bharata took them and he gave it to his uncle and grandfather, and then they gave back some gifts, and those he gave back to these dutas who have come. And then he starts his questioning. He says, is my father fine? He's asking, kachit sukusali raja pita dasaratho mama kachit charogata rame lakshmane cha mahatmani arya cha dharma nirata dharma
धर्माज्ञा धर्मदर्शिनी अरोगा चापि कौसल्या माता रामस्य धीमतः कच्चित् सुमित्रा धर्मज्ञा जननी लक्ष्मणस्य या शत्रुघ्नस्य च वीरस्य सारोगा चापि मध्यमा. So he's asking, is my father Dasharatha Maharaja, is he fine? Is Rama fine? Is Lakshmana fine? And then he's saying Aryach Dharma Nirata. So the lady who should be worshipped, the lady who always thinks about dharma, the lady who knows dharma, and the lady who always sees dharma, that lady is the mother of Sri Ramachandra. Is Kausalyama fine? That's what he's asking. And then he's saying Kachit Sumitra Dharmagnya. Is Sumitra fine? Who is Sumitra? Sumitra is person who knows dharma. He is the mother of Lakshmana, and she's also the mother of this Veera, Shatrughna. So that lady who is our Madhyama Amba, is she also fine? Is her health fine? Now he is coming to his own mother. He is saying, Atma Kama Sada Chandi Krodhana Pragya Manini Aroga Chapi Me Mata Kaikeyi Kimuvachaha. The lady who always wants her happiness, who always behaves in an extreme way, the lady who has got a lot of anger issues, and the lady who always thinks that she is the best, the lady who is my mother, is Kaikeyi fine? And what did she ask you to tell me? The moment they said this, the very learned ambassadors of Ayodhya, they said this, Kushilaste Naravyagra Esham Kusalamicchasi Srischatvam Vrunute Padma Yujyatam Chapite Rataha. You have asked for the well-being of a lot of people. All of them are happy, all of them are good, doing good. Srischatvam Vrunute. So Srischa here means, Sri means wealth. So wealth is coming your way. Quickly get onto the chariot and quickly come to Ayodhya. Again they are giving an indication that you are going to be the king. But Bharata, though he got the indication, he just did not react much here. And he quickly asked for, Bharatascha Vitan Duta Neva Mukto Bhipashta Aprucheham Maharajam Duta Samtvarayanti Mam. He said, he quickly turned towards his uncle and his grandfather and he said, these Dutas are asking me to start quickly. So I am touching your feet. Please let me move quickly. They accept Bharata very quickly. They give a lot of gifts. They give him very good horses, very good. They even give him very good hunting dogs. They give him very good elephants. They give him huge amount of gold and all that stuff. He takes them, all of them, in a matter of fact way, quickly gets onto the chariot. One of the gifts that's told here is that the Kekaya king, he gives him 2,000 gold necklaces, and he gives him 1,600 horses as a gift. He takes all these and he quickly donates them also to the people who are around him, and then he quickly starts and he asks to go faster, but then this entire group is going there, so it's very slow. He reached this place called Ujjihana Nagari, and then from there he says, you guys come a little slowly. I'm going to go very fast. I need to go to this kingdom. In 7 days, he covers this entire journey and he goes to Ayodhya, and he looks at this Ayodhya. He sees that the mood of the city is not that fine. He says, Udyanani cha sayahni kredito paratayir naraihi samantat paridhavadbihi prakashante mamanyatha. This city was looking very, very good. Why am I not seeing it? And he's seeing, I feel that the city is crying. What has happened? Take me in quickly. And he says, the streets are not very clean. The places are not very clean. What has happened? And he quickly crosses the Ayodhya. He quickly crosses the main gate of Ayodhya, the Vaijayanta Dwara, and the Dwarapalakas do Jai Jai Dhwana for him. And then he says, you are welcome. Please get into the kingdom. Bharata now looks at the Saradhi who is bringing him in, and he says, I have read a lot about the way cities look when kings die. And today I am seeing all the symbols here. Everything is closed. I am not seeing fruit sellers. I am not seeing flower sellers. I am not seeing people walking happily on the streets. I am seeing that these people are not even wearing good clothes. They are all sad. There is a sort of fear in the eyes. There is an unexpected, or there is an undeclared sorrow here. I really want to know. For some reason, his heart was not happy, and he quickly entered the palace of his father. Now, what he does after he enters there, that we would see in our next episode. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaah, sarve bhadrani pasyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om sarvam sukhi sasana bharaswam charanarvindar pramastu. Swasti. Jai Shri Ram.